Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Oladolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this wet. Yeah, I think it is actually still wet. Thursday afternoon from the city of Lagos State. It promises to be a very interesting one. If you're just joining us for the very first time, welcome. This is the bar where we give you everything politics, sports, entertainment, and everything else in between. And you know what's one thing that we say, gist can carry us anywhere. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we're going to be talking about quite a number of things. One of the conversations is President Tinubu's pardon, the list that came out earlier and the new list now, and a lot of back and forth around those things. We're going to be talking about that. Also, there looks like people that now own refineries in Nigeria looks like it's going to be better again, as the president has imposed another stamp duty, or would I say fuel duty, basically, on imports on fossil fuels. And then also the federal government seems to be doing well for Asuna. We'll not hear that one now, but anyway, we'll talk about it and a whole bunch of other things today at the bar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us today. Yes, I said us because it's not just only me on the show today. It is I and just Fola.
Happy what? Wet
Speak
Thursday?
up now. Oh God.
Happy wet
Stop
Thursday.
with this your cheesy remarks. Stop it. Stop it.
You said it. I'm just
Stop it.
repeating.
Stop
Happy
it.
Thursday, everyone.
And you had to say happy Thursday. What the hell is happy? Whoever says happy Thursday?
Can we just stop with this? Happy Thursday.
But nobody says happy Thursday. Nobody in the history.
I do.
Okay. And SR, that's it. Abi, you too. Happy Thursday, Abi.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar, wherever you're listening to us and watching us from. We usually don't say this, but it's something we need to say all the time. Please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, share our links.
I'm so sorry for people watching. I just changed the camera. I'm so sorry. They've just been looking at only my face since. I'm so sorry.
Oh wow. What's wrong?
But
There's nothing wrong with your face.
no. Obviously.
At the moment, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's never been anything wrong with my face. Thank you very much.
At the moment, yeah, we know. So it's all right.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about quite a number of things today. Like I said earlier, there's actually quite a lot of gist around. First things first, let's stop at the president. The president is has been in the country for a while. In fact, there's been a lot of conversation around the president and him being this long. I think the conversation started from why he cut his trip short, and all the coup attempts and all the drama. In fact, the former governor seems his house has been raided. There was news yesterday that his house has been raided about this conversation of the a coup plot. There's also, I know that the defense headquarters have talked about some soldiers that had been arrested, then moved on to the changing of the service chiefs and all that. So interesting news from that is that the National Assembly had officially, they were supposed to move their screening was supposed to be next week. They moved it to yesterday. The president had written to them that they need to hit the ground running, and they did that yesterday. So as of the last report, they were arriving at the presidential villa for decoration. They had been successfully screened by the National Assembly, by the House of Reps and the Senate. So just wanted to put that out there. But going back to the president, one of the very interesting conversations that started yesterday was the report, State House press release, about the people that the president had earlier pardoned, at the list that came out after the Council of State meeting, which I'm guessing like about 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure about the exact timing, but I think it's about 2 weeks ago. And a lot of people had a lot of things to say about the people on that list, and it was more negative than positive, saying that a lot of people on that list did not deserve to be on that particular list, that a lot of things that they had done, from kidnapping to drug peddling and all those kind of things, that they were not people that to murder, they were not people that should have been pardoned. And only for the State House press release from the presidential villa came out yesterday saying that the president had reviewed it, and there were a lot of people from 200 and something people that were getting a presidential pardon. It was cut to, I think, about just 34, and a lot of them was posthumous. Also, now a lot of people that were initially pardoned now had their sentences reduced instead of being pardoned, and some people were completely off that list. Now that has now caused another conversation after that, after when the president also now removed the office that is always in charge of that under the Ministry of Special Duties, and had now moved it to the Ministry of Justice, talking about how there needs to be more due diligence. And like I said, a lot of conversation has come up with that is it that these lists were not vetted. There was conversations of how it looks like it's a racket. All these things are allegations, allegedly things. How is it that the whole Council of State, which is not just the president, the vice president, former heads of state, former chief justices, the current chief justice, the attorney general of the federation, are we saying that these things are not vetted before it even gets to the Council of State? And is it that the Council of State themselves also do not look at what they pass?
Okay, let me go first then. The thing about this, the really major talking point, is the structural adjustment, the shift from the committee, the powers that
the Ministry
had
Special Duties to the Ministry
to Justice.
Justice, yeah.
I think that's the real story behind this.
Yeah.
So you start to question what that ministry has been doing.
Yeah, because there's always been
through
conversations over the years. It's not just this president. Everybody had a lot of issues with those.
So one of the things that comes to my mind, because I start to think like, the truth is, I cannot, if I was the president or the minister, I can't do everything by myself. Mm-hmm. So that's why you hire competent people, in quotes, put them in a place of authority, give them the mandate to deliver on certain assignments. When they are done with those assignments, then you append your signature. However, this review shows that those people failed. That's what it means. Have you heard of any heads rolling? Have you heard of anybody being sacked for this? Suspended? Redeployed? No. These are the issues. If you want to stop things like this from happening, apart from employing people and putting them in places of authority, there must be reward and repercussions.
There has to be some sort of accountability towards the people doing their
jobs.
It's
important. Mm-hmm. It's so that this embarrassing situation does not happen again. Mm-hmm. You understand? Let's go light and take a look at football, for instance. Some teams, the team list are not even drawn by the coach. It's the assistant coaches. That's okay. These are the players. I know of a team that 3 different coaches send in their list to the manager. Then he does the final short list and say, okay, these are the guys that are starting. Mm-hmm. I know some that is the manager that just picks his 11. What I'm trying to say in essence is that no matter what happens, there are times when the people who work with you are also given powers to work. Yeah. So if you do not know what you are doing, when they send you wrong information, wrong data, and a badly collated list, you will just go ahead.
Just go ahead.
And guess who's going to get sacked if something goes wrong? You. So the buck stops at the president's table, not cutting him any slack. I'm just happy that he seems to be a listening guy, that when there's backlash on certain things, it cuts away the noise and looks at the substance of what people are saying. And I was one of the loudest on this, at least on my own level, that it doesn't make any sense. This list is looking like a list of, you know what, just go and commit a crime and we'll get you sorted later. People who had tainted records and everything. And that's why the people who actually collated the list before passing it to the Council of State,
they need to be checked
out. They need to be investigated.
Exactly. It's a very, very funny matter. Fala, you want to say something?
Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a matter of accountability. I feel like we've all hard, and this is not the first time that this is happening.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of being able to fact check and see that your colleague is doing the job that they are supposed to be doing in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it's a crazy thing for that list to go through that many number of people and get to the president.
And then
and
we're
it's
still...
now, and we're here, and it's the people themselves that saw the list and say, oh wow, this person should not be exonerated, this person... It's really crazy. It means that
I get your point. Exactly. And the sad part is that people are actually getting paid to do these things. Like, you're not doing your jobs. And one thing that, before I leave that matter, is one thing that SI talked about, like, for the president to move that kind of thing up to the Ministry of Justice, it means there is something somewhere. So the people that came up with that formal list, what exactly is the punitive measure against them? Because that would also now deter other people. How are we so sure that even if we say, okay, this particular president has listened and maybe his ministry or the Ministry of Justice, this particular Ministry of Justice would maybe do that due diligence going forward? How are we so sure that the next president and the people that even though it's in the Ministry of Justice, will do the right thing? There needs to be some measures put in place. There needs to be a structure put in place that makes sure that, and maybe this now falls back to the National Assembly. Maybe there now has to be laws. Yes, as much as the president has the powers or the Council of State has the powers to pardon, but maybe it's time to look at, if you did this and this and this, pardon is not on the table for your kind of crime. Maybe it's time to look at those things, so you know automatically that this crime, or there's nothing you can do in this world, even the president cannot pardon you. You know, things like that, things like treason, maybe like things like murder. Do you understand? So maybe it's time to transfer those things back to the National Assembly to tidy some of these things up.
Before we move on from this, I know someone whose ministry, before he moved to America, was visiting prisons and helping people get out of prison. And how did he do it? There are people who are locked up, they are locked up, maximum security, medium or mini security, or whatever, minimum security, whatever, prison, serious prison. And the major reason why they are there is solely because they don't have money to pay fines. And for instance, someone who should have spent 6 months or a fine has now spent years and still can't pay the fine and can't get out. You get? So, fantastic guy, Lamborghini, he would take his own money and go and help those people get out and help some of them even start their lives. This prerogative of mercy, I think, is being misused. Now, our prisons are congested. There are too many people locked up. And I'm not saying that people who have committed grievous crimes should be let go of. No. I'm saying, look at all those ones who are not hardened criminals, who are there because of fines and everything, and let them walk. Do you understand? Let them walk. Reduce because the sad part is that you keep them there. There's a budget for them daily. If you calculate
it's actually a lot of money
at the end of the year, what you are spending in keeping is more than the fine that the person would pay to leave. You get? So we need to create that prerogative of mercy. Look at a system where it's an ongoing thing. It's not about politicians alone.
And it's not even, at times it maybe does not even have to get all the way to the president.
Yeah, it shouldn't be about politicians alone. That's why it keeps getting to the president, So there must be a system in place where you're looking at those kind of people and you're letting them walk. I've spoken to prisoners of conscience, friends of mine who are, journalists who've been locked up, and they come out and they'll tell you about, how they were locked up in a prison that was built to contain 2,000 people, and there are over 20,000 people there. In a room that's probably should have 5 or 6 people, they got like 20, 30 people. So again, if you can decongest the prisons, this will go a long way. And I keep suggesting something. The courts get busy a lot. I saw a tweet from a lawyer today who there's a case he was pushing, and the case will come up in April next year. He was asking the judge, can he come earlier? And they're telling him, no, it will come up on this day. And the guy goes, it's his birthday that day in April 2026. And the judge says, well, you're not even happy that we gave you the date in April 2026. And just before we came on air, I saw another tweet. There's a lady that was alleged to have killed one man. a young girl. She used to be a Unilag student.
Okay,
Usher, very big story how
yeah.
she's alleged to have killed someone that they were in an hotel together and she killed the guy. And guess what? That was 4 years ago. And
Wow.
she still hasn't been sentenced. You get? And I've seen two pictures of her in handcuffs, which basically means that the case is ongoing.
It's still ongoing.
So 4 years down the line, the case is ongoing. She's locked up and all of that. Can we not look at how we can expedite this judicial system in a way that does not take away the quality of judgment, but also quickly gives a turnaround?
Exactly.
I don't know, honestly, because at times, you know that old saying that justice delayed is justice denied. It starts to come to fore.
Exactly. Anyway, we'll definitely follow the story, and we hope that they're listening. But still, before we leave the issue of the president has now today approved a 15% import duty on petrol and diesel. Now, what does that mean in layman terms? Or would I say that it adds a 15% tax basically on people that are importing petrol and diesel? And I would think that it means that, like, for filling stations that are selling imported fuel, it's going to be way more expensive compared to the people that buy fuel from Dangote or the people that buy fuel from the NNPC refineries.
All right, Fola is not jumping at it. I always wait, and if you don't, then I go first. A lot of people have held this, but you can look at it from different perspectives.
Okay.
People think it's a good move, especially for the homegrown refineries like the Dangotes, the Walter Smiths, and the NNPC refineries and whatever functional refinery we have, because they won't pay because they're getting their crude in Naira and they're selling majorly locally, and even if they export, they will still make their money, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a group of people who have been importing fuel for decades. They are the ones that this is supposed to be targeted at. But most times, people fail to see that it is you and me that will still pay that fine. You get that? I call it a fine. They call it a tax or whatever they call it, but it's you and me that will pay. You know why? You see, these guys will not stop importing, no matter what happens. You get? And it's until the refinery locally can crash the price to a point where they're like, okay, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. But the fact that the people that Dangote is supplying are selling fuel at 900 and something, they are also selling at 900 and something. They won't stop importing. And
but with
because
this
of
now,
doesn't
the price between maybe like a Dangote refinery and someone importing, isn't the price gap a lot more now? Wouldn't it be a lot more?
And have you seen any filling station that has stopped selling fuel?
No, I'm not saying that they will stop selling fuel. I'm saying that it will be costlier, which now means that take for example, if you go on the around Alakwari, the MRS filling station that probably sells one of the cheapest fuels. Yeah, some of the filling stations that sell obviously is Dangote fuel that are selling that. I remember there was a time when everybody was selling 865, they were selling 841. People would queue and there was traffic on that road for hours because people would rather buy 841 than buy your 865.
Yeah. Wouldn't
that also reduce the demand from those people, which automatically now says that they're not buying? Would people still buy? Yes, but maybe not. They will not sell as fast and as much.
And that's my point. Do you understand? That's my point. My point stands. I get the talk about volume and the pace at which they will sell, but guess what? Nigerians will still buy it. So at the end of the day, it's not the importers that will feel the impact. It's just like Donald Trump that is putting what's that thing, that tariffs on goods. He thinks those tariffs will hurt the people who are manufacturing. No, it's his people, because I think they have the largest market in the world. They buy most of the things, from outside America a lot. Yeah. So, and have they stopped buying those things? They haven't. Do you get? So it's the same scenario, in my own opinion. I need to be proven wrong. You understand? But I just feel that it might favor a Dangote or Walter Smith or any of the local refineries. It might favor them and favor Nigerians who buy their products. But you see, the people who are importing, they will not stop importing.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that point where they will not stop selling and they wouldn't stop Nigerians from buying. Nigerians are perseverant to a fault. I remember when the price for fuel first went up and it was at 1,000. Yeah, everybody was complaining. By the end of the day, you still see cars parked outside.
I get it. I'm just saying that after a while, when maybe more of these refineries, local refineries, and there are more people that are selling at a cheaper price, and the price difference is a lot. When you're supposed to sell what you bought abroad for a month and it's taking you 3 months to, it doesn't make any sense. It won't make that much sense anymore. It might not be immediate, but I think that over time we might actually see some of these things. Now we have a comment. Larger 41322 says, please clarify, my friend from the East just told me that Ijebu Igbo and Igbo Ora are Igbo land. And so it's not like there's something wrong with what you wrote. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it.
What?
So Igbo land, and the first things were sons of Oduduwa with an Igbo princess. It is true.
Wait, where is this question coming from?
So, okay, let's look at it. Let's look at it geographically. I think it's a very fantastic question, and maybe we need to actually have a conversation around it. So, geographically, if I know very well, if I know my map at least of the southwest.
Oh, man, I don't know my map.
So, I'm just saying, like of the southwest, Ijebu Igbo is in Ogun State. Igbo Ora, if I'm correct, is far in Oyo State, is past. I think Igbo Ora is on those sides of Shaki and Ogbomosho side, yeah? If that's what they are, I can't remember, there's something they call them, but it's that side. Number one, I don't think there is a direct link between Ijebu Igbo and Igbo Ora. So, and anybody that knows Yoruba knows the word Igbo and Igbo are two different things. So because the spelling is the same, I'm kind of shocked. Okay, he also says Igbos were the first inhabitants of Ile-Ife. Oh no, there's been a lot of conversations around it. In fact, there's been conversations that
you just laughing.
The Igbos were the first inhabitants of Benin.
What's the question? I'll put up the map here.
Is your friend also a comedian? I'm just asking for a friend, actually.
It's not the first time I'm hearing this. I know I've seen it on social. I think I saw it like a week or two ago on social media.
Who is your friend's plug?
Who's your friend's plug at this point?
Who supplies him? Who supplies him that thing that he's talking? You know, Igbo Ora. There's a substance called that thing.
Some snuff. There's some snuff.
Some snuff.
I wouldn't call it snuff.
It's not snuff.
It's snuff.
But it's different kind
of.
It's that name.
No,
it's not snuff.
It's snuff.
Okay.
There's something in the snuff.
It's not snuff. It's the name of the villages that is mentioned. The first part of it, before Ora, that name. Who supplies him that name? Look, I think it's just people being mischievous. History cannot be rewritten. The facts are there. And everybody wants to assert themselves now. You know, there's this awakening and everybody wants to claim they own this and they own that. You get? My own is, if you own it, go back there to claim it.
If you're sure for you, Abi.
If you're sure that, that Igbo, in fact, add Okegbo to it. Okegbo is in Ondo. They are my cousins. add it, because I'm from Ondo town. So add Okegbo. Anywhere you see Igbo in anybody's name, add it to it. Go there. Tell them that you own it. No problem. Then please do a video and let us know how it went. We would like to know. You get, and we will be in the comment section.
Who are the people?
You see, look, let's just. The truth is that a lot of people they're just up to mischief. So tell your friend that we still want to know his supplier. Who is this plug?
I don't want to know his supplier because whatever, there's something that
I
is
want
being
to
mixed.
know so I can report him to NDLEA.
Something is being mixed with whatever it is you are taking.
And that's why I need to help him, because you can't be doing something bad and then now be mixing something bad with something bad. Oh, my worst, yeah, you understand? So please, let's get real, let's get serious, let's stop all these jokes.
Jokes.
But again, a word of advice for your friend. Tell him, you can show him this video or share a link with him. Tell him that we have advised him. They should go there and claim. Because do you know that people from history will find out that, a certain piece of land belongs to them. And they go there and people are like, we've been waiting for you all the while. This is your father's land. Take it. It's happened before.
Wow.
So
where?
I'm advising.
Nigeria.
Oh yeah. It's happened. It's happened in the past. It's happened. So it's a piece of advice.
What?
Especially the one. I'm advising.
We're leaving.
Please
we're moving on.
Go there. You see, it's funny. Just like when someone was like, they own Lagos. I said, yeah, you own Lagos. Claim it. You know what? When there's an opening in the Council of Chiefs in Lagos, apply. Maybe get
a petition.
No, not petition. No. It's not petition. It's application.
Okay.
That you, Prince so and so, the owner of Lagos, is the next in line
to be the Oba of Lagos
or a chief, a white cap chief.
When a civil war starts, just show them this video, please.
No, don't show them any video.
No civil war starting anyway.
Just show them this video.
There will be no civil war.
There is no civil war.
But I'm just trying to tell you that,
if you are not careful, you'll be chased back to where you come from.
Be serious with what you have.
Even the one that you have.
Why?
If you are not careful, they will still collect it from you.
Why anybody be claiming anybody's land, man?
That's the thing. The one that you claim you have, self. If you are not careful, you will still be collected. But anyway, let's go back to the federal government, where the federal government has now announced that they've released another 2.3 billion naira to pay arrears and backlogs for ASU and other university-based unions.
ASU everywhere just quiet.
Everywhere is quiet now. They collect billion. We not hear it anymore.
We are all
that
guilty.
Was the plan in the first place now.
You know the funny thing, eh? We are all guilty of this thing. When you're getting debit alert, it's hey. But you see, when a credit alert drops, you're just quiet.
You're relaxed.
In the midst of like 50 people, you're just smiling. Like, what's wrong? What is it? Nothing.
Everywhere is soft.
Is calm.
Everywhere is calm, you know.
Asu, we're watching you.
We're watching you. Come back and come and be say stupid and be writing stupid headlines.
But there's something that's brewing. Now that the government is really trying to settle Asu's issues, which are majorly financial. Please, the National Association of Resident Doctors are about to embark on an indefinite strike. The government should do everything within their powers to please not let this happen. Listen to what these guys are asking for, and please don't let it happen.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to an update. The Senate has officially also confirmed Bernard Doro as minister. We know that the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs became the APC chairman, and that, in fact, that particular seat is the third person in 2 years.
Yeah, it's looking like they should call it the Federal Ministry of Musical Chairs.
It's the third person in 2 years. It's interesting.
Because I don't know the music they are playing. Minister is gone.
Anyway,
another one this is the third one. This one now, maybe they'll make him ambassador. He will leave again.
Laja says, "Isn't Lagos a no man's land?"
Okay.
I don't know. At this point,
if you say so, or maybe that's what your friend is saying
but
too.
It's not on. I think that Mr. Laja is really being sarcastic at this point.
Don't you know?
But let's just
but you see, for those who believe that Lagos is no man's land, I advise them to go to Ikorodu, especially when there's Oro. Since it's no man's land, step out. There's Oro. There's Oro.
Advice,
no, it's no man's land now.
See, Ikorodu is foul.
There's Oro.
Have I ever told
Bagada.
See, that Jabi Oro is like at night.
Yeah.
During the day, I remember there was a particular day. It was a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Entered Lagos Island. My friend and I entered Lagos Island like around 4. And 3/4 of the shops were locked. We entered the shop. No, they are not selling. They want to come out. What happened? And they say, no, that a Egu is coming out, oh. But if they like, we should take the next available cab out of like broad daylight.
In the commercial nerve center.
Lagos Island.
No man's
broad
land.
daylight.
In no man's land.
All the Hausa and Igbo and even the Yorubas. You are not told.
Everybody's scattered.
And it has.
See,
United is
and this was not even. This was maybe like a few months ago.
I am calling on the governor of Lagos. You're the only one that has the power to give us Eyo. Eyo does not come out every year. It comes out to celebrate great Lagosians. You get. So there are a few of them that have passed on. Because there's always Eyo this or Eyo that. You get. It's about time for us to have Eyo. Then all the no man's land people again shall come out. And when you say Okpambata, just stand and say, it's no man's land. You cannot touch me. Baba, okay. You see, when they do you yaswa from up to down, you understand that land you are standing on belongs to somebody.
Anyway, let's go on quickly from that. Let's talk about a bit of money.
Now, notice how we didn't mention any tribe or anybody's name.
No, you are not. You will.
So please, let us all respect ourselves.
You will learn. You will learn by force. Anyway, talking about it, let's just go through a bit of monies. As court has ordered a forfeiture of $49,700 found in an INEC former REC's home. So REC is the Resident Electoral Commissioner.
In which state?
In Sokoto State. And they've now ordered a permanent forfeiture of that. It said it was found after the 2023 general elections.
He was trading forex, so they sent the cash to him.
49,000.
It's not even up to $50,000.
Okay. Where is your own $50,000?
It's just $49,995. Imagine, it's not even
your own $50,000.
It's in the bank. Am I supposed to be carrying it around like a wreck?
Maybe you should.
Why? So that you can send your friends to me, no man's land people.
Yeah. EFCC, talking about EFCC has now announced that a bank MD has now been sentenced to 5 years in jail over a 32 million naira fraud.
Yeah, MD of a microfinance bank.
Yeah,
a woman. Because the name is Grace.
Why are you people doing like this?
So,
I don't like. What do you mean by a woman? No, what's that supposed to mean?
So I'm just trying to emphasize
that a woman. No,
equity in crime.
Yeah, that's you know
exactly. So you should have just said there was no need for crime. A woman. No.
Okay, Disgrace. Sorry, Grace. Her name is
exactly.
Sorry, Grace.
The name of the person, Grace, and let's move on. Thank you very much.
Disgrace. Sorry, Grace.
Larger says, please, it was found in his home. It's a sign of progress. Before snake will don't swallow him.
He
got rid of the animal kingdom at least. Yeah.
That was
Angle. You know, just I've gotten rid of
this one.
They found this one. Yeah,
they found it.
Angle makes sense.
We are not saying who gave it to him. We're not saying why is it, but at least they found it.
So now the conversation is
guys,
who gave that thing that you said now? Who gave it to him?
Is that the only one? Let's look at another angle now. Who told them to go and search for it? Maybe the person that dropped it lost the election. The person that
my body back.
This is 2023. After 2023.
Yes, sir.
They don't carry the guy since now.
2025 now.
You never even reached 2 years now.
Anyway. Talking about elections, NSCDC has announced that they've deployed about 10,000 personnel for Anambra governorship election. I think it's next week. Police has said that they deployed 47,000 police. How many people go are voting?
Wait, is live war?
How many people go are voting?
Is live war?
You put in Nigeria, are you that violent that they need? These are not the police in Anambra. The people that they are shipping into Anambra, how large is the whole of Anambra? How many? Is it one voter to one?
One person to one voter.
Everybody will have his own ages.
What's going on in Anambra?
A wise man was saying, "What's going on here?"
What's going on in Anambra?
But on a serious tip, this is one of the saddest things about elections in Nigeria and Africa by extension. We are not matured enough to conduct elections that are not militarized, and it's actually our sad reality.
If you don't, people will carry boxes.
It's box now.
Tailing back to the apathy in voting now. This is one of the reasons why.
Is that so?
I could say it's one of the reasons why.
You could actually. You could.
Because while we're going outside, first thing you're seeing in a polling
NSCDC,
but you
guys,
know, okay,
guys strapped.
Like you said, now it may be a reason, but for someone like me, it's probably the reason why I would go out.
You also go and vote because you know
because it's more secure. Instead of the thug, do you understand? You probably keep things like thugs at bay.
Not for the people.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that this is me personally. It probably would make me more confident to go out and vote. That there will probably be less. There will be less violence because there are more personnel,
hopefully
security personnel. That's what I'm saying. So it could actually go both ways. So anyway, but I really do hope that more people actually come out to vote. As Anambra State is one of the states that least number of voters. So I really do hope that more people actually come out to
and
vote.
Please vote for the best candidate. Don't vote because Soludo is incumbent. Don't vote because it's APC as president and they want their own candidate. Don't vote because Labour did one thing. And don't vote because that babe looks very hot.
But you also know that, that babe, that babe, AAC governorship candidate.
Please,
a
moment of silence, please.
Even me as a babe, that babe is a babe.
I mean, it's a valid reason.
Wow.
It's not like I'm campaigning for anybody, but just picture a governor that looks so mesmerizing.
Anyway, the funny thing is that I would actually also say that looking at Anambra State and looking at a trajectory, I would say that they're one of the most sophisticated kind of voters we have in Nigeria.
If they even can have that kind of
very, very sophisticated. Normally, in a lot of states, what you see is when it's presidential election, most of the time, the person that wins the presidential is the person that wins the state, the reps and the state, the Senate. When it comes to states, the person that wins the governorship is most likely the person is the party that wins the State House of Assembly. But that's not the case in Anambra State. Because your party won the governorship does not mean that they will win this. There's a very distinct line for those things when it comes to Anambra State. So I hope that we see those kind of things again in these elections.
Shout out to Showere's party for giving Anambra a very beautiful choice.
Don't do that. Do not do that.
Please,
anyway,
go and vote for your candidate. Just vote for anybody.
Anyway, moving on. Quickly.
Fola, would you like to go and cover the Anambra elections?
If you give me money to go,
I will give you camera self. You will be covering the.
We don't have time.
The AAC candidate.
Don't worry, I even have camera out. Don't say.
Wow.
Let's talk about it after
exactly.
the
program. See, you are somebody has replied. You people.
What did he say?
Laja says, please Google AAC candidates. Ashewodi Baboni Fila. Make we don't like that. Make we not lie. That girl fine. Wow. Nice Manchester and Arsenal. What?
Exactly. And why are you like this?
Oh my God. We're moving on.
I am the one that is now that word that you mentioned.
Who else has a cap here? Literally.
That's actually so funny.
I have no words for you.
A wise man once said, so you like what you see.
You're not feeling Mr. Shola's swag. You're not seeing the drip.
Well, Showore, thank you for a very interesting candidate.
Can we move on? Can we? Okay.
We'll come back to this matter.
No, we're not. Anyway, talking about states, interesting news as Bayelsa Deputy Governor is now suing the State Assembly, the Inspector General of the Police, and a couple of other people. Looks like there seems to be an impeachment plot against the man.
Yeah, for context, the governor of Bayelsa will be defecting to the APC.
Will?
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Okay.
Will be defecting to the APC any moment from now, within now and the end of November. And if the deputy governor is going to be impeached, that means he's not getting on that boat. Maybe he doesn't like the idea.
Yeah.
And he wants to stay as deputy governor in the PDP while the governor will be in the APC. It has happened before in the past.
Yeah,
anyways.
but you also know that I think that the problem, I would say, with some of these things is that you want to hold on to the power, which really is not a bad thing.
It's within his right.
Is within his right. But how feasible are those things without a fight?
My issue
so
is
if you really don't want to leave your party and your principal is moving, and isn't the most honorable thing is just to resign?
My issue with those whole scenario is in picking your deputies, Mr. Governors, Mr. Presidents, who are you putting there? Because really and truly,
but we know that most of the time those deputies are not. It's about the party sometimes.
Not
it's
necessarily.
not about them.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
No, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, you said most. You said most.
They are not even people that they know personally.
You said most. Now you said some. So I will agree with some, but not most. Do you understand? So whether it's party or not, should be the parties are aware that the governor is moving. The entire party structure will move with him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And the deputy governor, well within his right to say, look, when there was a movement, Governor Umo moved. I think that's
Akwa
Ibom. There was one of his appointees that said he's not going.
Yeah, and he resigned.
Do
Exactly.
you understand? So, Mr. Deputy Governor, that's an example for you. But again, there are precedents in the past. It happened in Zamfara State.
Yeah, it happened in Zamfara. It happened in Ondo State.
Yeah, so we've seen it before. I'm just saying that.
But happened in
to
Oyo
forestall
State.
any of this type of issues, as the man yourself, just know that it's better to have someone that sees your vision and goes with you, because the person is your deputy. He's not you. You're the man.
Anyway, going on from that, still talking about deputy governors. Now we're going to be talking about former deputy governors, and let's go to Edo State, where it looks like two former deputy governors of the same governor now have an issue. Serious matter. First, one of the most recent former deputy governor even has an issue with the government, where the governor had given him an ultimatum that he should return all the things that is state property that he has in his possession. That's one side. And this is the person of Omobayo. Now, Omobayo Godwins. Now, there is a forum of a former deputy governors forum where they had a 4th annual national conference. However, Philip Shaibu and Omobayo Godwins, who were deputy governors of Godwin Obaseki, now had a bit of a role, because now I think there was only one space for one person. So who's now going to be the former deputy governor?
Okay, for a bit of context, Godwin's Omobayo is a Labour Party member, or was a Labour Party member. And when Philip Shaibu and the then governor fell out, because Shaibu wanted to contest, and I don't think the governor wanted him. He wanted Igodalo, or what's his name again? The other...
Aswe Godalo. So they had a falling out. And of course, he was kicked out as deputy governor. And this guy was selected in his place, the Omobayo guy, very young guy, and everything. So he finished his term as governor with Omobayo as his deputy. But he had spent about 5 or 6 years with Philip Shaibu. So, constitutionally... But even after being impeached, the court had returned Philip Shaibu, saying that he was not
impeached
properly.
Or not, he was deputy governor for the first 4 years anyway.
Doesn't that now automatically nullify the deputy governorship of Omobayo?
Was it pronounced? Is there a judgment to that effect?
There's a judgment that
says that its term there was illegal.
No, what I mean is, if one person that was impeached, the court had said, oh, this person was not impeached properly.
Exactly.
And he was no longer impeached. It means that the person that was now there automatically was not actually constitutionally not meant to be there.
But did the court also make a pronouncement to that effect? Do you understand?
Okay,
because at times you need to go back for interpretation to say, okay, now that you've said this, does this mean that we're wiping off this person's record?
Okay.
Do you get?
Your point? Yeah.
In Rivers State, they had someone who was governor, and Amechi went to court, and the court removed that person.
Yeah, it had to remove. Okay, I get your point.
It is assumed that that person was never a governor, but guess what? When a new governor came in, he recognized that person.
Maybe the courts,
it's when
from the courts, when they do these things, I get your point, because if we go back to, let's say, Oyo State, when the new Olubadan now was impeached, and he was by the time he was reinstated that okay, his impeachment was unlawful by the Supreme Court. There was no pronouncement that the person that now became governor in his stead was not governor in that time anymore.
It's still listed as a governor.
Yeah, so maybe at that point, it's now on the courts to now clarify that the time that this new person comes, is it wiped off?
So, in the absence of that, the organizers are the ones that are to blame. Next time, provide 2 chairs side by side. Put deputy here, deputy 6 years, deputy 2 years.
2 years.
It's
Yeah,
very simple.
I get your point. Very,
Case solved.
very, very interesting. Anyway, moving on from the conversation of deputy governors, and let's talk about a little bit about the defections that have been happening. So first things first, yesterday, the senator in Bayelsa again has moved from the PDP to the APC.
It's the same template.
You would think that it has ended. No. House of Reps today, people from PDP and the Labour Party also now moved to the APC.
Mm-hmm.
The trajectory that we're going, and I know that the APC says, oh, it's not one man state, and we know that there's freedom of association. But at this point, especially in the National Assembly, would there be any opposition left by the end of the year?
Well,
Because looks like it's a weekly phenomenon now.
Statistically, now the APC has 2/3 majority.
Oh, they had it a few weeks ago.
In the
That's not
in the House of Reps.
House of Reps and in the Senate.
So anything that's put to vote now, if the APC all decide to vote along party
They don't
line,
need anybody else.
they don't need.
They
Before
don't
you
need
would have to
anybody
lobby other parties to
They
say,
don't
please
need no
help us push
lobbying.
this bill, which is what is going to happen now.
Yeah.
And of course, in Senate also, they keep gaining more seats and all of that. The game that is being played is all politics at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know?
now all Enugu House of Rep members have all now moved to the APC.
Yeah. And again, you know, the senator that moved from Bayelsa was from the PDP, resigned, and immediately, even in the resignation letter, is mentioning this is where I am going. Some people will resign and at least wait a few hours to say, okay.
Yeah, like the governor of Bayelsa now, he has resigned from PDP, but he has not announced where he's going to. But some people, these people don't even have chill.
He's going to the. I've said
I'm
it.
going.
I said it. I'll say it again. He's going to the APC. You get, and that's one of the reasons why the senators and all of these people are also going there. And one of the things that the APC does for these guys is that the structure of the APC means that if a governor joins, every governor is in charge of the party in the state. You get. So the instant a governor comes through, either by defection or by winning an election, is the leader of the party.
Can I ask you a question with that reasoning?
Yeah.
So take for example in Lagos State and Borno State.
Yep.
Where that's where the president comes from
Mm-hmm.
and where the vice president comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Who becomes the leader of that state?
Well, on paper, the governor is still the leader of the state, but you know that the president is the national leader. They have the national chairman, but the national chairman will defer to the president. Mm-hmm. So, of course, in Borno, where there's a Professor Zulum as governor,
Mm-hmm.
the past governor is the vice president, who
Yeah.
is Shetima, Kashim Shetima. So, in Borno, it's Professor Zulum. You get. But if there's anything that has to be taken and there is some kind of
probably have
veto,
to-
the vice president will
vice
have a
president.
stronger say than him, because that is its base. And you don't want someone to lose control of his base. You know, so rather than be a plus for those two governors, it's a minus for them. You get. Look, in Adamawa State, there's a bit of crisis in the ADC.
Yeah.
A decampee from the APC to the ADC, Binani, who was the gubernatorial candidate of the APC, you know, has someone that she's pushing for state chairman. There is a former secretary to the government who also left APC for the ADC, who is also from Adamawa State.
Yeah.
Now, the potential presidential candidate of the ADC is also from Adamawa State. So there are about 2 or 3 people who say they are chairman of ADC already. Already there's a bit of crisis. But the ADC has come out to say, no, it's this particular person or whatever. It's because in there, that Secretary of State sees himself as the leader of the party. The woman there, who is a gubernatorial candidate also sees herself as the leader of the party. Mm-hmm. But for the APC, and that's what works for them, the instant there is a governor in that state, he is the leader. Yes. So even if there is a minister and there are commissioners, the governor is in charge of the apparatus.
Of the party. Okay, now let's move on from that quickly. So shout out to PDP and other parties at this point, because it looks like it's a very hurtful one. Anyway, just wanted to put this out there. Sadly, 8 people were confirmed dead in a multiple truck crash that happened on Kara Bridge this morning, as early as I think about 7 a.m. this morning, even I think earlier than 7. It's sad. I think a police inspector also died in that crash. I really hope that people will stop running, because at that time you would not even expect that there will be that much traffic on the road. So there wasn't even that much traffic on the road, and you now wonder what exactly will cause multiple trucks to have those kind of accidents.
According to some people, that happened last night, and the trucks were not moved, and of course that's what led to the logjam. And again, the idiotic attitude of drivers to just face traffic on the other side of the express. The instant there's a bit of a slowdown on the other side, just basically messed things up. Kara Bridge. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, moving on quickly. Let's just go through. Sadly, there's Hurricane Melissa is doing a lot of havoc at the moment in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You say moved from Jamaica, has left Jamaica now, has landed in Haiti as well, and is doing a lot of damage at that point. Our thoughts, our prayers.
I saw videos out of Jamaica, and I'm like, oh my God, this is bad.
Really bad. It's really bad.
This is bad.
And it's really at the moment in Haiti, they've already counted about 20 people that have been dead because of that hurricane. Now, before we go quickly, let's do a bit of sports. So Total Energies have now begun an AFCON trophy parade tour, basically more like a tour. We know those things go through different countries. It's in Lagos as we speak. It's going to be going around a couple of countries. AFCON is supposed to start in December. I think it's safe to say a lot of clubs will now, but they're already angry at AFCON again because of the timings of
what makes it really bad is that it used to be in January, and some of the clubs in Europe will take a break, the winter break. Some, not all, some. The England never take that break you get. And in fact, December is the busiest period for English football. They end up playing more games than any other month. And now, rather than play your AFCON in January, you now moved it to December. I think that's
and I know that
I support AFCON and all of that, but we must be real with the way the world is being run.
Yeah, I know that it's a conversation. It's not confirmed, but we know that one of the conversations that he had, especially with English clubs, is that that's why sometimes they don't want to sign African players.
Yeah. Because they live in the middle of the competition.
When the heat is...
When it's like...
Even when you do it, you don't even want to sign more than one. Because...
Exactly.
Just look at virtually any top team in England that has African players and picture the number of players that they're going to lose.
Yeah, look if we take, for example, now, look at... this is just looking at the number of African players that maybe look at between Arsenal and maybe United. Arsenal is probably does not have anybody that is leaving.
Yeah.
United has about 3 players, and those are the 3 players that are in top form at the moment. Now, remove those 3 players from their team for weeks.
You're not even looking at Fulham. You're not looking at Wolves.
Like Wolves. The guy that is scoring their goals now is in the Nigerian team. Fulham has Calvin Bassey, has Alex Iwobi, has they just signed. Who just signed? There's where's Young from? Christiansos Uche is in what's it called?
Crystal Palace. There's still Nottingham Forest with about 3 Nigerians.
Yeah, 3 Nigerians. Awoni. There's Olaino. All those people.
So if you look at that and you look at Semenyo and all these other fantastic players. You know? So I love AFCON. I will support AFCON forever, but they should have left it in January.
At it. Salah is
not
going to.
And you know the sad part, even the January doesn't matter.
That might be a plus for Liverpool.
You know the funny thing? I think the January itself doesn't. You know why it doesn't matter?
That's not that. No. We're not.
You know
going
why
to
the January
gloss
doesn't
past
matter?
what he
why
said.
doesn't it matter?
We're not going to gloss past it.
You know why the January doesn't matter?
Why?
They open camp at least 2 weeks before the tournament, so they would have still left in December.
Again, I would say that I would not accommodate any Salah banter here. It's not. It's not. No,
banter.
no.
That's
That's
facts.
it's not facts. No,
Right
no.
about
Let's
now.
not do that. Let's not do that.
How many goals has Salah scored this season?
That no, still. Nah, let's not.
They
do
probably
that.
won't miss him since they.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
all I
Wow.
say.
It looks like they're trying to freeze him out anyway. So
Yeah, I don't
we're
know.
all just being realistic.
Anyway.
You are being sentimental.
Anyway, the World Cup playoffs that is going to be starting, it's going to be in Rabat. Now it's official. It's going to be Rabat, the Nigeria versus Gabon game, and then the Super Eagles are going to open camp November 9th game. It's going to be the international windows for. So we know that Nigerian players are going to be playing 2 games in that window. Again, people's high blood pressure. I will be back.
Bring your calculator.
No, this one is not calculator. You either win or lose or go home. There's no calculation anyway.
Nigeria has to win 2 games to qualify for the global playoffs.
There's no calculation. You're either winning those 2 games or there's nothing you are doing. Anyway, moving on. At this point, that's all you did. Anyway, at this point, we saw yesterday where the Carabao Cup was played, the round 4 of the Carabao Cup, and quite a lot of interesting matchups. Again, Crystal Palace decided to show that Liverpool, you are our children this time.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. 3 times they met in Community Shield, they met in Premier League, and they met 3 different competitions, and they have been flogged woefully.
Somebody just needs to go and check on a slot. He needs a hug at this time.
He needs some sense.
Well, whatever Dolupo says, but in my
Sense.
opinion, I think he needs a hug because he's really going through a lot. You know, he has. I think there's something wrong with his eyesight also. Yeah, he really couldn't read his team list well, so he just decided to go with academy and under 21 players, and you know,
and I think that somebody's screw is not missing in somebody's head.
I don't know about screws
Maybe
being missing,
the
but
screw is missing.
Your first team lost to Crystal Palace twice. Then
in one season.
you went to
Young
get the
boys.
boys. Shout out to you,
It
sir.
feels like a defeatist attitude.
Hey,
Yeah.
Talking about that, since we're on that matter, now Crystal Palace is going to be playing with Arsenal again. I think this is the second time they're going to be meeting this season. In a couple of weeks, actually, they're going to be playing again in the quarterfinals. Another interesting one is Manchester City, after defeating Swansea 3-1, will now be facing Brentford. Chelsea will be meeting Cardiff City, and Newcastle will be playing host to Fulham. I think that with these matchups, I think that the easiest person that probably has it on this, I would say, is Chelsea.
Chelsea just keep getting the rub of the green. They just keep getting a lot of good calls in their own side of the
they seem to have been getting the easier part
fixtures
of it.
and all of that.
So I hope that they do not.
And yet they keep conceding 3 goals.
and their attraction, their attraction to blood of Jesus. Sorry, red cards. It's amazing.
Oh my!
They shall like red.
Oh yeah, let's
card.
be going. I'm done with you people. These shades this today. Before somebody will come and beat us in the studio, please.
Somebody's going to be betting Chelsea
65 Ayo
in
Balogun.
their next.
Anyway, on that note, that is how I'll be able to take on the bomba. Like you see, it's only my face that you are seeing at this moment. They are done. In fact, their microphones are off. Their microphones are off at this point. Thank you. There's no camera. They are not looking at you. There are nobody's looking at. Please, out of my camera. Out of my. What? Please bye. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. West Africa time. Your microphone is off. Your microphones are you in this? Oh my God. Bye. I'm not doing this with you people. Bye.